believe me, I will play a video and I will ask y'all, do y'all think this is stalking? You know, do you think this is hate? It's all going to be, yes, it's stalking, yes, it's hate. Anyways, she has a defender, and this is what I have to say. I do not care if Ofelia Moreno has 1,000,000 defenders. I don't care. I don't care if her defenders put me down, try to shame me, try to get loud. I don't care if they have a, you know, whatever. I don't care if they're badasses. I don't care if they're chingonas. I don't care if they're chingones. I don't care if they have platforms. I don't care if they team up with other platforms. I don't care. When I survive a human being, I don't give a damn who is supporting them. I don't care who care. I do not care who is sticking up for them. Nothing. All I care about is the minute that you try to, discredit me or poke holes in my story. That's where I come in. That's where I come in. All right. Okay. I don't care if somebody goes live right now and tries to be like, oh, she's going live, well, I'm going to go live. And it's like, you will never get the same views. That's why it don't matter to me. And even if you did, I am not a stupid, foolish person. I know who between me and my opposition will forever look more reasonable, more practical, and more logical in the minds of the majority of humans in the world. All right. Maybe some of y'all are hate watchers. I don't know. I guess I could just wait a little bit for that person to come over here. I don't even have to say names. I really don't. So I can wait. That's how much I don't tremble. That even a little bit. Okay. I do not care if Ofelia Moreno's sister Angie defends her. I don't care if Velda Garcia defends her. I don't care if they say my name real loud with their chest. It's them. It's them. It's the same person that has previously said, I have information about, John Allen being involved in you, but you don't want to have info. Okay, this is the thing. She doesn't like that I once again am mentioning that I will forever believe that Ofelia Moreno had a lot to do with the hate crime against me. Not a damn thing that anybody trying to stick up for Ofelia Moreno, nothing you can say will ever even come close to the reach of my version of my narrative of my true story. Nothing that you can say to antagonize what I'm saying will ever have the same level of reach, not even close. That's just the first thing. Okay. I don't care if you, Yaya, Angie, like I said, I will, after this, I'll go ahead and I'll share the video where I've made a lot of reels over the years. And a lot of people are like, why is she making those reels? And what's the ironic thing is that those reels, years later, perfect. They are always so perfect. They are always so perfect. Because, and this is where people in the valley laugh, because visionaries, they see it before other people do. visionary. ¿Quién se cree? ¿Quién es un... I swear to you, that's the kind of mentality I've had to survive. I know. Nothing but clown energy. Uh-huh. Yeah. So, I think I said that right. What else? I don't care. That reel that I'm telling you that I'm going to share after this, it states, look at how many people had to get together to try to not accomplish a jack shit. Because that's what happens. Yeah, 100 of you can gather in a living room and sit on a couch, and you ain't gonna get shit done. You will never affect me in the way that you want me to be affected by you, because it's y'all. Okay? But when you put out misinformation and you try to be Miss Smarty Pants and this and that, that's where I come in. Okay? They don't like it. And they want to say, why is she always saying that Ophelia? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Since I started to state who I believed, and no one will ever change my fucking mind, I don't care how loud a fucking Ophelia Moreno fucking supporter is, I don't give a damn. Nothing is going to stop me. And if anything, the shit you don't want me doing, I will do it even more fiercely. Even more often. Shit, if I have to go and dress up and put on all kinds of shit to get as much attention as I want, I will fucking do the damn thing that you're bothered that I'm fucking doing. I'm just in my fucking sweats right now. We all know how many views I get. No, she doesn't know. Go look at the videos. Quit acting like a little kid. It's the truth. It's the truth. Thank you, Samantha Marie. Thank you. She says, she wouldn't act the way she does towards you. She wasn't involved in the crime. Please. I'll tell you one thing. Let me start here. I have always stated that I believe that Lupe Olivares, Ophelia Moreno, John Allen, obviously, anybody who was at that time closely hating with all those people, all of y'all fucking little motherfuckers, well, I will always believe that you were involved too. I just don't talk about y'all because y'all are piddly. And also Frank Marr. Because why the fuck are you gonna be? Why are you going to? How are you going? I mean, maybe you can convince the Rio Grande Valley and corrupt officials can turn a blind eye. But when the rest of the world hears the story, they're gonna be like, how can this motherfucker Frank Marr not be involved? When he had no fear of consequence and he wanted to literally like, hey guys, come and look at my page. Vanessa de Arena is being beaten and tortured. Halfway through my torture. You know? Right? Okay. So now is going to commence the thing that Ophelia Moreno supporters are not going to like. And once again, I do not care. I don't care. Okay. So, the day that I was, remember, I want you to remember this. They are mad because they want to say that I mentioned Ophelia Moreno's involvement more. Right? In what I think her involvement was in my beating than John Allen. John Allen couldn't be as involved, in my opinion, as Ophelia Moreno. And I don't care what the fuck Yaya says, what Velda Garcia. I don't care who says what. He couldn't. He couldn't. That's why he, in my opinion, he needed Lupe Olivares and Ofelia Moreno. They're from fucking town. John Allen doesn't have access to Julissa. John Allen's not going over there and picking up the rent monies from Julissa's family members. Come on. Yeah, he has a big part in, they're all architectures in this. All of them are architects in this. All of them. In my opinion. Right? But I don't know, who are y'all in my life that y'all, why does she keep saying Ophelia's name more? Because that's my fucking hypothesis. That's why I come up with a better one. And, you know, if you want to look like your fucking friend, remember, you're defending somebody. All of you fucking Ofelia Moreno supporters are defending a woman who for weeks, days, weeks, hours was obsessed. Now, why does everybody forget? Because I have the recordings. I have her say she was prostituting herself. But that doesn't make her a bad person, right? That's a good, wholesome, sweet old lady, right? She was there doing drugs all day long, all night long for days and days. And it was a drug deal gone wrong. That's who you're supporting. That's who you're supporting. That's a sweet old lady, right? So sweet. Linda persona, ¿verdad? Linda gente. Linda gente. I don't like white people coming over here. Shelly Detraw Stewart. I'm just wondering the audacity that some people have. Why would you think that I'm going to stop my video and give Shelly Detraw Stewart? And you don't, you are, ma'am, you are not that busy that you cannot spell out the whole damn word. You have that much importance in this life? You really think I'm going to stop my video and answer your entitled question? What's your content? Get out of here. I don't even like your attitude or anything. And I don't trust people who have sunglasses in their profile pictures. I need to see your eyeballs. Block. I told you I'm not going to deal with nonsense right now. I got something to say. All right. Thank you so much, Samantha. And that's what I count on. I count on the rest of y'all. But when somebody's defending a fucking Ofelia Moreno, and I know, oh, I can take care of that real quick right now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until you start thinking, okay, maybe I should think about doing this before I go on to defend her. Maybe I should. Because eventually you ain't going to like the way that you feel. And that's not my fucking fault. Because nobody told you to get involved. It's, first of all, Ofelia Moreno defenders, y'all don't have a goddamn thing to do with my survival. I'm going to survive your fucking Ofelia Moreno in the way that I want to fucking survive her. I don't give a damn who has anything to say about that shit. Okay. So they're mad that I keep saying that, but the thing is, John Allen, even though from the beginning, anybody that has seen me speak, from the day that I was beaten, my story has never changed. These fucking ladies are a bunch of fucking manipulators. She keeps saying that Ofelia is way more than involved. She even got to the point, Velda Garcia saying, And I don't even like to say this because I don't even like him, but I don't even think John Allen was, and that was your mistake, girl. Please. Sure. And I don't care if you don't like one of my friends. I don't care what your opinion is on my life at all whatsoever. You are the same person who in literally the same weeks, the same months, the same year has been like, Vanessa Tijerina's daughters are better off without her, and it's so sad what they've done to Vanessa Tijerina, and back and forth, and that is not good. That's some weird ass bizarre shit. Okay, so then I remind y'all that John Allen's likeness was seen in front of my home, you know, whenever the police still didn't know where I was, and they were finally, it was halfway through my beating, right? I have always stated this. I have always stated that while I was being beaten, I got 2 phone calls. Okay? One of those phone calls was from somebody that lives in town and has always lived here. And she was freaked out. You would think, but she wasn't freaked out, not so, because even in the, remember, the crime had a live stream and 2 recorded videos that are in custody. Right? What the fuck is wrong with you, Ofelia Moreno defenders? What's wrong with you? The police know that they saw who was calling, and they were like, why the fuck is she calling you? She's next. Okay, well, they destroyed my phone, so I had to get it fixed. So it took me 2 days after my beating to finally find it in a fucking field. That's another thing that my haters say. Oh, she found her phone. She found her phone in a field. Like if it's like something that is ridiculous, like that couldn't happen. I'm telling you, that's what I'm surviving. They will poke holes in the survival story of anybody that they hate. They're just fucking weird like that. Okay, so when I find my phone and I see that I missed a call, and then I start calling people back, and so then I told her, and when I called her, she told me, oh my god, are you okay? I saw what happened to you. She said the only reason that I was calling you was because I saw all that. I obviously I found out later what happened, but before I found out, I saw there was a bunch of police officers that were at your house. That what was really weird was, who was the tall, old, white man who was parked across the street from your house? And if anybody knows John Allen, that's the kind of attitude he has. She said, but who's that white man? He was just there like with his arms crossed and smiling real big. And I could just see him with his dentures like that. And as soon as she said it. Right? So then one of Ofelia Moreno's people says, oh, don't worry, I'm when I clear up misinformation, I clear up misinformation. And if after this video you still cannot comprehend, let me remind you, my survival story doesn't have shit to do with changing the minds of Ofelia Moreno supporters, John Allen supporters, or the supporters of any of my fucking apps. Those are not the recipients of my message. Thus, it requires no feedback questions from you, not a damn thing. Because you're irrelevant in this situation. Okay? And so she said, yeah. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then I showed her a picture of John Allen later, and she said, yeah, that was the man. So then, today, She's gonna defend Ofelia Moreno. I'm gonna defend her. I'm gonna go defend her. How many videos did that video even get? How many? What is it, like 400 maybe? Maybe. My goodness. So then she proceeds to start to poke holes in my story. Well, I haven't seen any pictures of John Allen in front of your house. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? It even matters if you... Who the fuck are you? Why would anybody care if you have any fucking... Like, why would anybody care that you even fucking have an opinion on this? First of all, let's start there. Okay? Now, then she goes on to say, you know, that basically I'm lying. Right? That I'm lying, right? And then she forgets that John Allen, why are you going to be telling people? What does it matter? Why are you going to be telling? Because from the immediately, why would he be saying that? This is not something new. I've been saying this forever from the very beginning. This happened from the very beginning. I found out on the second day because my phone wasn't working until the second day. But from the second day after my beating, I have always stated this. Always. And I've always stated, you know, just to answer your stupid ass silly question as if, you know, it pertains to you. I haven't seen any pictures. I don't know. I haven't seen any proof. I don't know. Well, right now I'm going to read something. You know, you don't look like a fool. And, you really think that, how... I have been, one of the biggest problems with me getting justice with my beating is the fact that Anahi Hinojosa, the district attorney, did not request the live fucking stream. Who's going to fail to do that? That is basic fucking investigating. Who's going to fail to fucking get the phone records and all the communications between Ofelia Moreno, John Allen, Lupe Olivares, Frank Marr, and all the other little motherfucking coward ass haters that wanted to be a part of this? Why would you not subpoena that? And why would John Allen just be like, I wasn't fucking there, I don't care? Instead, why is he, I was in San Antonio. Why don't we have any proof? Why? Instead of telling me and saying to your public, trying to be a hero for Ofelia fucking Moreno, instead of that, why aren't you asking, well, I haven't seen any proof. What does that make? That makes you look like a hypocrite. If you want to say, I haven't seen any proof of him there, well, have you seen proof that he was in San Antonio? No, the fuck you have not. No, nobody has. And he has never produced it. Because you know what? I would want to sue me. I'd be harassing him. In fact, to all the Ofelia Moreno supporters, why hasn't Ofelia Moreno gone to the police and said, Vanessa Tijerina is harassing me? Why? If I am lying, why hasn't she gone? Why? She made a little, you know, she was going and pressuring them to do bad things. So why has she not, since in the last 5 years, gone over there and said, she's harassing me by saying these things? But you see where critical skills are lacking? You know what I mean? Even if you don't know what I mean, I really don't care, but obviously you don't. You don't know what I mean. Right? So, Ofelia Moreno supporters that think that we're going to be a hero. But who's going to be a hero for a hateful, evil person that has demonstrated hate and evil? Why are you proud of that? Who would be proud to defend her and her sister? That defending a human like Ofelia Moreno, in my opinion, will forever say more about the person defending Ofelia Moreno than any fucking insult, shaming, shit talking, anything that person defending Ofelia Moreno can say about anybody that is surviving her. So, I believe my friend. I believe my friend saw John Allen. Well, why would he have a reason to be in front of your house and watching? Because that means that the police still don't know my location where I'm being tortured. He does, in my opinion. And so he is going to see where the majority of the law enforcement are to give a heads up to the other people he's working with. That's why. That'd be the motive. Okay? So, this is what you don't know. So, you want to say, well, I haven't seen a picture or video or a photo or anything. Let me show you how Annette Hinojosa has tried to obstruct my ability to get exactly that. I wrote this. It's titled Vanessa S. Tijerina, Crime Victim and a Requester. All right, it's stated, it's sent to Annette Hinojosa. And it says, crime victim Vanessa S. Tijerina's request of confidential information by way of special right of access. Go look it up. Go look it up. Because Annette has tried to also, well, right now I'm going to, because that's part of me dispelling your misinformation. So, where's the picture, right? I'm going to dispel that right now. Okay? Also, to Ofelia Moreno and John Allen supporters, how come you don't tell your friends and the people you're supporting? Why don't you tell Ofelia Moreno to go in there and just to beg them to rule her out? Because I know I would. I'd be like, I need you to rule me out. I need you to get my geolocations from that day. I need you to prove that I had nothing to do with this. So, because I want you to go and arrest Vanessa Tijerina for harassing me. Because that's what I would do. Then again, I'm a good human, and I cannot expect for evil people to do what I would do. Right? But why isn't your, instead of you sticking up for Ofelia Moreno and asking a victim that is trying to get the very shit that you say that I haven't seen it, who the fuck are you to see anything? Get the fuck, stay the fuck out of this. This ain't nothing to do with you. This ain't your survival. This is mine. Oh, it's my friend. You fuck your friend. Fuck your friend. How's that? How's that? Okay. So, yeah. How come she's not saying that? Just the way that she lied and she said, I told her, lady, I have never spoken to you, fucking Ofelia Moreno. Don't be telling people I have ever spoken to you. I wouldn't be caught dead associating with the likes of you. Riffraff, in my opinion. Fuck out of here. Just the same way she lied about, I'm going to tell the truth I'm gonna do the opposite of what she did. She lied to the public and said, I told her, when that crazy ass has never had a conversation with me. Ew. I told her to get down on her knees to Judge Cordova, and I told her to beg for her children. I've never spoken to that fucking human. But she said that, and she claimed that, and that's the person that you support. You support that crazy shit. It's true though, but it's true. It's true. So in the same way, she's trying to by doing that, making people believe Vanessa Tijerina had the opportunity, which I didn't. I never did. Judge Cordova never gave me a plan. Judge Cordova never gave me nothing. Judge Cordova didn't decide my custody until he got mad because his ego was broken, because this woman found a way to get him off all her court cases. And he retaliated against me by separating me from my daughters indefinitely. I don't need one motherfucking person to believe me right now. I know that that's going to be proven. Same thing as everything else. Same thing. So, in the same way that your person that you are defending says that she didn't get down on her knees and blah, 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 which was a lie, right? Oh, why doesn't she go and get down on her fucking knees? Why doesn't Ophelia go and get down on her damn knees and beg the prosecution? Please, I'm begging you, rule me out. Rule me out. Show that, get all my phone logs between me and John Allen. Please, please, please do it. Please, please show that we had nothing to do with this. Show it. Please, please, I'm begging you. Why doesn't she go do that shit? So that then she can get me arrested. Because obviously at that point, I'm harassing her. You see, very critical thinkers at this point would know exactly why I'm saying that. Ofelia Moreno supporters with their cognitive dissonance will still, and maybe, I don't know what their intelligence level is, will still not understand why I'm saying that. So let me break it down to you just in case that is what exactly is happening. Why do you think the friend that you defend does not go and beg for them to prove? Beg for them to subpoena. Please subpoena, because if I was innocent, please subpoena my call logs, please. Because I want that bitch Vanessa Tijerina to shut the fuck up. I want her to shut the fuck up because I know that I'm fucking innocent. There's a reason she's not doing that, in my opinion. Okay? Now, I want to remind you at this point too, this is just me, the person this is happening to, talking about this. What are y'all Billy badasses that are defending Ofelia Moreno, what are y'all gonna do whenever somebody like the civil rights lawyer, go look him up on YouTube. Go look him up on YouTube. He deals with shit that is way less serious than what has happened to me. What are you gonna do with your fucking 400 views and his millions of views? You're gonna be like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Like what you're trying to do here? Good luck with that. Right. So there's that. Why does Ofelia Moreno and John Allen too? How come John Allen's not going and saying, because he was going over there to John Goodman. And in my opinion, I believe that somebody told John Goodman, that man is not a good man. And that's because they're prosecuting your fucking Ofelia Moreno. I will forever believe that someone told John Goodman the truth about John Allen, and that's why he fucking got out of that shit real quick. Yeah. How come John Allen's not going over there to Annette Hinojosa? This is the same man that was trying to get me arrested for saying that if him and his fucking dentures go to my house, I'm going to shoot his geriatric ass. Dead. He was trying to convince prosecutors in Hidalgo County that that was a threat. This is a staunch conservative Republican who very much believes in the Second Amendment and in fact has a profile picture of him with an assault rifle. And this weak, that goes to show you what a weak ass motherfucker he is. That he is that person, but he is also the same person that goes and says, she said that if I go to her house, she's going to shoot me dead. You feel the same way, right, sir, about if someone goes to your house, right? Yeah, but no, that's a threat. Yeah, that's who you're defending, because even today you said, I don't even like him, but I'm still going to defend him. That's who the fuck you defended to. That man. Okay. Right? So, here we go. Go look up the rights that I have as a victim. And the fact that Annette Hinojosa is trying so hard. Annette, I'm going to send this to your state bar because I'm real tired of your shit. Trying to, get the attorney general. Y'all are always trying to do that, though. Whenever somebody goes and tries to get something from the police department, you all always try to buy time by saying, I don't know, we're going to have to ask the attorney general about this. Everybody knows that that's a tactic to delay giving out information. So, all right. Request of confidential information by way of special right of access. Only a victim, or if a victim died, the victim's family has a special right of access. Regarding cause number 2021 CR1119A. Assailant offender's name, Amanda Salinas. I said the same thing for Ariel Jamie Vela, for Ramon Donato Santana, for Joanne Tanguma, and for Julissa Acosta. All right. Okay. And this is what I wrote. Crime victim requests the following. Pursuant to Texas Government Code Title V, Open Government Ethics, Subtitle A, Open Government, Chapter 552, Public Information, Chapter B, Right of Access to Public Information, specifically Section 552.023, Special Right of Access to Confidential Information. This request designates the items requested, listed below regarding the cases listed above. This request will be made to the custodian of records at the office of the Willacy County District Attorney via the 5th Administrative Region by means of email. I had to do it that way because remember the very first time I had to deal with my first arrest and I had to go and get that judge to get his ass off my case? Because why the fuck do you think that you are going to decide a case where your family member is accusing me of something? Shut the fuck up and get the fuck off my case. So I go and I read their rules, because that's what I do. I go and I read your rules. If you're a prosecutor, I'm going to read what your duties are, what you're not supposed to do, what you're supposed to do. Judge, same thing. The judges are the easiest because they only have 10 rules, 10 canons, that's it. All right. So I go to him and the video's there on YouTube. And I was like, this motherfucker. Okay, so I go and I call his boss, because the bosses of all the judges are, their office is in Alice, Texas. It's called the 5th Administrative Region. They tell the courts what the fuck to do. They're the bosses of these people that everybody's afraid of. Okay, so I call them up and I tell them this happened to me right now. They're like, nah, and I'm like, yeah, that happened. They're like, no way. I said, yes, for real, it happened right now. I'm not lying. I recorded it. Okay. They said, you know what? just email it to us. And for future reference, that's why not only did I send it to Annette, I sent it to them. For future reference, whenever you send us something, it's considered filed. When we receive it, it's considered filed. By whatever fucking entity you say it goes to, it's considered filed. So that's for y'all to know too, just so you know, okay? So I made sure to say that here, that way she could know I'm getting the 5th Administrative Region involved, because I'm not going to deal with your bullshit the way that I've dealt with other people's bullshit, okay? So I asked for, now I'm asking you, to the one that said, well, I haven't seen a picture of John Allen in front. They don't want you to see a picture of John Allen. They don't want people to know if Ofelia Moreno was on the live stream. They don't want people to know if John Allen was on the live stream. They don't want people to know if Frank Marr was on the live stream. They don't want people to know any motherfucker that was on the live stream. I wonder why. Oh, but the district attorney is a very good person. She's wholesome, and she swore an oath, and she does the right thing. Well, why didn't she request that? And why did she not want to give me the following? So this is the answer to your fucking question. Well, you don't even have no business asking it, because none of this shit has to do with you. This is my fucking survival. I say what the fuck I want. I survive how I want. I don't care who defends Ofelia fucking Moreno. Or fucking John Allen. A, copies of the entire recording of all of the video with audio from all 3 phones, starting before I walked into the room. This footage is found on the phone that was mostly recording on my left side. Joanne was holding this phone when I walked into the room. She was on my left side. Eventually, both would get each side of me as they repositioned throughout the assault, right? B, I want the phone that was mostly recording my right side. Ramon was holding this phone when I walked in the room. He was on my right side. And again, eventually both of them would wind up recording both sides. And I want the phone that Amanda was holding, in which Julissa was on the live stream giving all the orders to torture me. I asked for that, right? And I put right here, please do not cut these videos short. I know exactly when a camera was on me at all times. I'm being serious. I was like, when I wrote this, I was like, don't try to fucking tell me it was only 2 minutes long. Quit that fucking shit. It was my ass being beaten. It was me seeing how long it was being recorded. Don't try to lie to me. B, I want a copy of my victim statement. C, I want Officer Sepulveda's body camera footage. That's the officer that wound up at the place and rescued me. I requested the body camera footage of all the officers. Here you go, ma'am. Why? Well, I haven't seen a picture of John Allen in front. I was trying to get it. And I'm going to read this to you, and I guarantee you're still not going to understand. Well, what does that have to do with getting the picture of him? Man, I'm not going to deal with that kind of mind. As long as the rest of the people watching this shit knows exactly why it was important that I requested this. D, I asked for the body camera footage of all the officers while they were on my property searching for me. I'm going to go ahead and ask y'all right now, because there's a reason they're making this video, because of the shit that she was talking. Why would I ask? Think of why would I ask? A bunch of officers showed up at my house. My friend tells me she sees John Allen's likeness across the street from my house with his arms crossed like a big old badass person don't like Mexican women that are stronger than he will ever be as a man, right? And so he's smiling there with his dentures looking at my house. Why would Vanessa Tahiti not ask for the body camera footage of all the officers while they were on her property searching for her? Just think about that. E, I want a copy of the statements and confessions of all 5 of my assailants and my offenders. F, I want the 911 dispatch call log from the Raymondville Police Department for the entire day of December the 24th of 2020. G, I want all the 911 dispatch call recordings from the Raymondville Police Department on that day. Did you see the difference? F is asking for the call log, and G is asking for the call recordings. Okay? H, I want the 911 dispatch call log from the Willacy County 911. You see the difference? The first 2 was requesting it from the city. The second was requesting the same shit that was happening, but with other calls over there. And I asked for the same thing. The call log, H, and I was the dispatch call recordings. And I added this because I know how they work. I wrote, I shouldn't be forced to wait, nor do I want to wait for all the items requested in this document to be ready and to receive them at once. This has been delayed for far too long. We all know that that video is ready right now. And I put, Ms. Hinojosa, if you choose to follow your usual pattern and practice to find a way to arrest me in retaliation for again demonstrating a constitutionally protected right of mine. By the way, if y'all don't know, every single one of my arrests, coincidentally, has occurred immediately after or during a moment in which I am demonstrating a constitutionally protected right that I have. For instance, running for office. This request, or what I have stated or requested here, are to prevent, are you trying to prevent me from seeing what you don't want me to see? I'm still asking for my rights as a victim to be honored, and I be allowed to turn myself in after, if you so choose to come up with a reason to arrest me. So right there, I'm letting her know, I'm ready for you to come for me. That's fine. Give me another arrest if you want. That goes for all you little shitheads that were on Manny's page saying, well, she's going to get arrested. I'm telling her right here, I'm ready for another arrest, ma'am. All I ask is that let me turn myself in after I finally get this shit that I'm asking for. Can you at least let me see this shit before you arrest me? My goodness. I'm going to go ahead and delete any kind of links that are here, okay? So, I didn't block you. I deleted whatever you put. I don't have time to go look. I don't have time. I don't have no moderators here, okay? It's just me. And I put the authorities. So whenever you make a request, it's really good to write the authorities. Like, who the fuck are you? What authorizes you to ask for this right here, the authorities, under the authorities title on my request. Section 552.023, special right of access to confidential information. A person or a person's authorized representative has a special right of access beyond the right of the general public. Beyond the right of the general public. Beyond the right of the general public. You know, our state legislatures, they wrote this so that it is as plain as possible to understand. But if you're a human being that defends Ofelia Moreno, and John Allen and people like that, and you still don't understand, that says a lot. You know? It explains a lot. To information held by a government body that relates to the person and that is protected from public disclosure. So I have the right to look at anything I fucking want to that the public can't see. And you know what's so weird is that I have some haters right now saying, that's not fair. That's wrong. I'm not kidding. That's what I'm surviving. Intended to protect the person's privacy interests. B, a governmental body may not deny access to information to the person or the person's representative to whom the information relates on the grounds that the information is considered confidential by privacy principles. In other words, you can't say, no, you can't have that because it's private. Shut the fuck up. This statute is saying, yes, I can. Stop it. Corrupt ass people. It even says it there because those people that were making the laws knew that corrupt ass fucking officials were going to try to say that shit. To whom this information relates on the grounds that the information is considered confidential by privacy principles under this chapter, but may assert as grounds for denial of access of other provisions of this chapter or other law that are not intended to protect the person's privacy interests. C, a release of information under subsections A and B is not an offense under section 552.352. What this authorities is saying is also outlining. It's basically telling the entity that you are requesting this from, if you fuck up, this is what's going to happen to you. That's how serious they are about this. D, a person who receives information under this section may disclose this information to others only to the extent consistent with the authorized purposes. And let's see. Let's go on. I did it all the right way. What did I miss? Because right now I'm going to read the letter that you wrote in response to this. So that fucking the Ofelia Moreno's fucking supporters that are like, I don't see a picture of Johnny Allen in front of her house. Well, you aren't going to, because Annette Hinojosa put a block on that by virtue of the letter that she wrote in response to this. Yeah. By this time you should know that I'm going to... I followed through with everything I fucking say that I'm going to do. Come on now. Section 552.229, consent to release information under special right of access. A, consent for the release of information accepted from disclosure to the general public but available to a specific person under sections 55.2, 023, and 55.2. Do I have to speak slower for you, Manny? Because I know that you're obsessively watching this right now, right? I'm writing this right now because I'm going to involve myself in shit that doesn't have anything to do with me because I am so uninteresting in this world that I can only get attention because I talk shit about this woman that I'm so jealous of. I wish I was her. Am I talking slow enough? You can always rewind it, by the way. Sherry Simpson says, I have followed your survival story pretty closely, but I don't recall or remember who did call 911. A lot of people, ma'am. Remember, this was, the public was alerted that this was happening to me by the Julissa Acosta that was just released. I'm not even mad at that. Y'all will find out later why. She was the one that was given 8 years. The others were given 10 and 15 years in prison. But she's out on parole now. She's gonna have Thanksgiving dinner, while another one did not show up for hearing. And poor girl, how sad. How sad that the one that told her to do everything wrong and the reason she has a warrant is now out. I guess that's what happens, right? Anyways, somebody, whenever she was streaming it, she thought she was so cool, and she invited people almost like a house party. Come on over, y'all, because I'm going to be on a live video telling the person how to torture Vanessa Tijerina. Come over here. Come watch with me. Come watch with me. Right? That's because I'm such a cool person. That happened. I'm not kidding. Well, we know one of those people from that crowd said, fuck you, Julissa, and betrayed her and went and called 911. We know for sure there was a call from there. All right? But by that time, Frank Marr had Julissa or somebody that was on the live feed took screen recordings, and Frank Marr posted it up. So when Frank Marr posted it up, that's when they started getting 911 calls. Both Willacy County and Bremenville. So there was a lot. And Ofelia Moreno is such number one suspect behavior. If you didn't have shit to do with my beating, then why lie to the public? You know that she made a video saying, I went and I asked if anybody called the police on that day, the Vanessa, that happened to her. And they said no, they didn't get any calls. Where's the proof of that? Ofelia Moreno supporter, where's the proof of your friend? Where's the proof that she wasn't lying? Why are you you know what you're just as bad as her. Why the fuck are you defending somebody that lies about going to the police station and delivers no proof to the public of her lie? That's the shit you're defending. It makes you no better. It makes you equal. I don't care if you get mad. Annette, I did this. It says it must be in writing and signed by the specific person or the person's authorized representative. So I did that. Why? You're such an asshole. You really are. You're a district attorney and you're an asshole. You're mean and you're an evil person. Because I followed all the rules. It's okay. Time will. An individual under an individual under 18 years of age may consent to the release of information under this section only with the additional written authorization of the individual's parent or guardian. That means that if I had been 18 or younger, I guess younger than 18. C, an individual who has been adjudicated and competent to manage the individual's personal affairs, or somebody basically like that is a power of attorney can also do this. Okay, and so that's it. That's what I oh yeah, I added this because I can't stand your ass. I knew you were gonna do some shiesty shit. Can you imagine when they read my request for this and how you didn't go through with it and how you stalled? You bought time, because there's no way in hell you were gonna allow. Why would I ask? Has anybody figured that out? Why would Vanessa Tijerina ask for all the body camera footage of the officers that arrived at her house when supposedly John Allen was across the street? Why would she also ask for all of the the cameras that were on recording the outside of the police cars and the inside? Why would Vanessa Tijerina ask for all of that during the time that the likeness of John Allen was seen in front of her house? Has anybody figured that out yet? Because this is for that person that's defending Ofelia Moreno, saying, well, I haven't seen. Who the fuck are you? I will always go back to that first. But you didn't know that I was asking for that, right? Exactly. I love you, Amanda Reyna. Thank you. Yes. 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 That's proper investigation, Annette. That's basic. If you know, because you saw the fucking video proof, and then I go in there 2 days later and I tell you what that phone call was about. Oh, that's right, though. It's going to look really bad. It's going to look really bad because you don't want John Allen to get in trouble. Because it's going to make you look bad because you worked with him to put a domestic violence victim. And you didn't say nothing. You and Judge Cordova worked with John Allen along with your investigator, Mijares. 2 weeks prior to that, that's why he was so angry. John Allen was angry that I got out. So he was so desperate, in my opinion, he wanted to get my face beat. So she stopped doing videos. If we can't keep her in jail, then we're going to mess up her face. Right? Did you see those videos? Did you see the shit that you don't want to give me? Because you know the police departments have a habit of doing that. Not only do they try to stall, everybody knows, it's common knowledge that they go through the video and the evidence that the person is asking for to see. If they don't know, they want to see, why would they be asking for this? Did you see a glimpse of what you don't want the public to see? Of the reason that fucking Ofelia Moreno person today can say, well, I haven't seen a picture, even though she has no fucking clue that you did see that, perhaps. Because all I need is 1 fucking second. 1/8 of a second. Slow that shit down, please. Please! How the fuck is that man in front of my house when he's been saying he's in San Antonio? Huh? That is so obvious. If you had nothing to hide, why not show it to me? But what were you hiding? How funny, how interesting, right? I wrote all this just in case I am able to get rid of your prosecutorial immunity and sue the fuck out of you. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. You're not going to do what you did for Aldo. You've done a lot of damage to me. What were you thinking? And I put here, I, the victim of this brutal crime, who is the requester, will consider any frivolous attempt at delaying this request by the district attorney or her custodian of records, as they take direction from the district attorney, to expeditiously follow through with this request without delay, as the lawmakers of this code intended. This is my fucking writing. As further infliction, if you do that shit to me, I wrote that right here. If you do that to me, I'm going to consider it as further infliction of emotional pain and anguish. Why do you think I wrote it that way? Why do you think I wrote it that way? Why do you think I wrote it that way? Everything is done with intention. This, obviously, I'm wanting to request that information. But obviously, I know there's a high likelihood that you're not going to give it to me. And who is that going to look bad on? You. Right? And what did I put here? I put that there so that if I'm able to get your ass in and have your immunity removed, and I'm able to sue you, then my lawyer can say, oh, she cannot feign that she didn't know that she had already been. No, she stays right there. You're a bitch of a prosecutor that's already been hurting me and inflicting pain on me. By you doing what I think you're going to do, what I'm afraid you're going to do, instead of doing the right thing, you're going to inflict more pain on me. And here we are now. It's being read in a civil court where you're going to get sued. And a jury's going to be hearing this. What do you think they're going to side with you? Why do you think I wrote everything this way? To preserve the ability for you and your lawyer not to be able to defend the fact that you didn't know you had already harmed me. So I put, without delay, as further, I will be, if this does not happen and you don't do the right thing, basically I put, as further infliction of pain and emotional damage and anguish by District Attorney Annette C. Hinojosa. I said your whole name with my chest here. And that she has been carrying out by every means available to her in her official capacity on the life of Vanessa Tijerina, who, although is high functioning, is still a person who has always been regarded, and who Miss Hinojosa has knowledge of my status as a protected individual with a documented disability since she began her reign of terror on my life in a calculated scheme lasting so far nearly 10 years. I wrote that shit. Why do you think I wrote that shit in there, Annette? And you all doubt that I'm writing a book. Why do you think I wrote that, Annette? Why do you think I wrote that, Velda? Why? There's a reason that I wrote this that way. To show investigators with federal eyes and a jury in a courtroom, this bitch of a district attorney knew I was autistic. And she still harmed a person, not just a regular person. Because that ups the charges. It makes you look even worse. Because you did this to somebody you knew was autistic, you piece of shit human. That's what the jury's going to think. Because I need them to see that, because that's the truth. And then I go on to say, due to the damage that the district attorney has caused to the requester, the severe PTSD that has been caused by the acts of Ms. Hinojosa and the acts of other officials she has protected over the years. I wrote all this shit. Yes, I did. Who have damaged the requester each time the requester has demonstrated a constitutionally protected act, is of utmost importance that all of this is made transparent, as requester has learned from surviving Ms. Hinojosa. Yes, I made sure to insert that anybody with federal eyes and a jury will be hearing, oh, she's been surviving her. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes. Right. Oh, by the way, if you don't like that I'm reading this, the public, you can blame Velda Garcia. You can blame anybody that protects Ofelia Moreno. Because I wouldn't have read this. People would not have known that I wrote this. People would not have known that this is an official file, documented file. People would not have known that not only was it an official file documented with your office, but also filed with the 5th Administrative Region, which mandates all of you. So if you feel uncomfortable, just realize that this was not really my choice. It was Velda Garcia saying, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen a picture of John Allen. And so I have to, read this shit that makes you feel uncomfortable. So you know who to blame. Okay. Let's see. Surviving. As requester has learned from surviving Ms. Hinojosa that the transparency is a shield for those who are targets of Ms. Hinojosa. Yes. I needed people in the future to know that people must request transparency from the likes of shitty people like Annette Hinojosa and other corrupt officials. Transparency is the kryptonite of corrupt public officials. That is their kryptonite. That's their poison. Requester does not have any mental illness. No, I don't. Y'all fucking haters, remember how y'all, I got that full psychological evaluation, remember that? And y'all keep trying to talk shit. You too, Christopher. When is he? You too, John Allen. Why would I use that as a motherfucking flex? If I know that I'm fucking proud of those results. Even though y'all are like, we want to see. You're not, I'm telling you, you're probably going to have a heart attack. You're not going to want to see it, because what's going to be written there is going to be shit that you're going to, at the end of it, you're going to say, this is a lie. This isn't true. Because you're not going to want it to believe. You're not going to want to believe that truth. You're not going to want to believe that I have above average intelligence. You're not going to want to believe that I was found to have no mental illness. You're not going to want to believe that my processing skills are like a fucking computer. You're not going to want to believe that that shit is true about me and could never be true about you. Pero tanto que quieres a mirar ese papel. Why is it sealed? Why is it sealed? I don't know. I'm being facetious. You know why it was sealed, you stupid asses. Judge Cordova ordered a full psychological evaluation, thinking in his stupid ass that same judge would later be taken off all my cases for being a corrupt piece of shit. So during the time he was still on my cases, he was like, oh, I'm going to do a full psychological evaluation. not knowing that in all of his years of law, he assumed she's different. I don't know how she's different, but she's different. But I'm going to find out how she's different. Why do you think Judge Cordova never wanted to talk about it? Man, he should have been shaking my hand. And Judge Cordova, later on when I deal with you, right? And you're dealt with, what the fuck is wrong with you? You saw the results of the full psychological evaluation. You knew the capacity that it had not only to survive you, but to do far much more than that to protect myself. And including, why would you be surprised that I was able to get you off all my fucking cases when that's one of the hardest things for Texans to do in Texas? Not just one, all, forever, for the rest of my life. Why would you be surprised when you saw the full psychological evaluation that you ordered that you thought was not going to go the way that it actually fucking went? And I surprised the fuck out of you, because not only did it show that I wasn't what you thought, you know, like John Allen would know, like Manny would know if he read it. You knew when you read those results that that is not even you. That person is me. And you will never be that person depicted in those papers. And it hurt you. It hurt your ego. Because you're a district court judge and you're a lawyer. Yeah, but you're still not that. Even with all that, you're still not that. How sad, right? For a man that's like you. Anyway, requester does not have any mental illness. Requester, why would I say that? If I would know that if we were to go and I'd be able to sue Annette Hinojosa, and we would be before a jury or a judge, why would I write that? Why would I make sure to write that? That means, when you write that, Vanessa, that means that they have the right to get the mental health evaluation. Oh, I want you to. That's why I wrote it, because I want that paper there. I want the jury to see this bitch is fucking smart. And this Annette Hinojosa has been trying to say that this bitch is somebody else, that she's not, when it says right here in this paper that she is everything that these fucking corrupt officials do not want the public to believe that she is. I wrote it. I wrote it in here because they would have the right to foolishly show it to the jury. And we would have the right to show it to the jury. I'd be proud. Here you go. That's me right there. That's me right there. That's me. Yeah. Requester does not have any mental illness. Requester has been a nurse since 1998. Part of the reign of terror included a district court judge I mentioned Cordova in here, along with Ms. Hinojosa's team as an organization. Criminal. At one point, when this district court judge ordered a full psychological evaluation on the requester by a psychologist of the judge's choice. Remember, it was even your choice. It still didn't go your way. The judge never spoke of the results. Hey, I did say that. Most likely because the three biggest outcomes were that this requester has no mental illness, is highly intelligent, and that the legal issues she is involved in at the time were external. The legal issues were external. Yeah, it says that in my mental report. It says that. But y'all haters don't like that it says that. Oh, but you haven't read it, but yeah. You don't believe me, but yeah. Why would I write that shit in here if I'm going to look like a damn fool if it wasn't true? Why would I write that here? Preserving my ability in case I am able to sue her. Or in case she's found in misconduct and it becomes a criminal case. They can still use this. Because she purposely abused her powers. Right? Whether it's criminal and she faces the loss of her liberty, or whether it's civil and she's going to have to pay monies. Right? Why would I write that? Why would I write that paper, that full psychological evaluation, states that the legal issues that I was involved in at the time are external and not internal, if that shit was not true. It's because it is true, you dumbass people that don't like me. Meaning that the circumstances were not created by me, her. They were created by outside sources, these corrupt motherfuckers that we're suing right now. That's why we're in this courtroom right now. Yeah. Forcing the requester to deal with the situation they had created for her. How do you like that? How do you like that? And right here, I write why I wrote all that. I made sure that I made sure I did it right. This is written in the event that Miss Hinojosa follows per her usual practice of underestimating this requester's ability to control damage before she can cause it. Yeah, I wrote that. On the life of this requester, and in the event that Miss Hinojosa continues with her pattern and practice of corruption and delays this request without merit, the Attorney General will read this and at least know that no matter how outlandish all of this may sound, because it does, it sounds crazy, right? This sounds fucking crazy. You know what the weird thing is? That it's all true and it's documented. I've been saying that for years. And the Attorney General will at least know that no matter how outlandish all of this may sound, it is true. But most importantly, the requester has the paperwork, the very psychological report, to prove she is likely more sound of mind than any person that has attempted to make her look like anything but sound of mind. I know that was a little complex sentence. Some of you haters are not going to get it, but that's not my fault, because your comprehension skills are just shit. Oh well, right? Too bad for you. But the rest of you got that, right? I'll repeat it. At least the Attorney General will read this and at least know that no matter how outlandish all this may sound, it is true. But most importantly, the requester has the paperwork, the very psychological report to prove that she is likely more sound of mind than any person that has attempted to make her look like anything but sound of mind. You know who they are? That's my haters. That's Ofelia Moreno. That's John Allen. That's Annette Hinojosa. That's my bullies in powers and my bullies from the public. I was referring to all of you motherfuckers. You don't like that I read this? Well, why did you make me do this video? My goodness, right? It is an unfortunate truth. I go on to write. The area of Texas where I live, look at that, see? I'm so good. The area of Texas where I live has a strong history of being the home of some of the most corrupt Democrats that America has never heard of. You know why I wrote that, right? Because if you are going to try to take every advantage of weaponizing every civil and criminal process against me, I'm going to take full advantage that Republicans in Texas cannot stand Democrats. Absolutely, this is my survival. You don't care what you did to my life, right? Why am I not going to take advantage of the fact that it's going to be a Republican that does not like Democrats reading this? The area of Texas where I live has a strong history of being the home of some of the most corrupt Democrats that America has never heard of. Right? At that point, never heard of. But after my book is out, they're going to hear. Everything I have written is for my protection, my defense in the event that Ms. Hinojosa chooses to damage me further. There you go. And I CC'd Merrick Garland, at that time the Attorney General of the United States Department of Justice. I did that. I CC'd Nicole M. Argenteri, the Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General. I made sure everybody knows about what's going on with me. I CC'd Kristen Clark, the Assistant Attorney General of the United States. I CC'd I did a whole video on this guy. I CC'd Alamandar Hamindi, the U.S. Attorney General for the Southern District of Texas. He's the one that's in charge at the federal level of whenever this happens to regular citizens at the hands of public corruption. And I CC'd the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Texas at the Benson Tower in McAllen, and I CC'd the United States Attorney's Office of the Southern District of Texas at the Federal Courthouse on Harrison in Brownsville. I also CC'd Ken Paxton, who I already knew she was going to write to, the Attorney General of Texas, and I CC'd Aaron G. Tapp, the Special Agent in charge of the FBI in San Antonio. All right. Now, you want to see what Annette Hinojosa wrote? Here you go. Not that I fucking owe Velda fucking Garcia any explanation. But what I owe myself is to clear up the information that any fucking defender of an Ofelia Moreno is going to fucking say. Nobody's gonna fucking defend Ofelia Moreno better than I can fucking survive her. Not a fucking person. Not one exists. Not even her. All right. Ay, qué feo habla. Have you heard Ofelia Moreno? Please. Oh my God. Let's see here. Where are you, Annette? Where are you? Where's the letter that shows exactly what you wrote? Here we go. And I'm going to, because it's a long one, I'm going to read to you exactly where it proves that she didn't. Here it is, Velda. This is why we don't got it. If you have a problem, I haven't seen it, then go tell Annette. I want to see where John, I want to see the thing you didn't want to give Vanessa that probably shows that John Allen was across the street from her house. Because I kind of feel stupid that I said, where's that paper? Because who the fuck am I? What do I have to do with this? Why would anybody give me anything when when I'm irrelevant? All right. Here we go. Regarding the open records request, regarding, you see, so they're doing it already. And if anybody knows, this is something that most governments do, most law enforcement agencies, that you request records from, they try to delay in this way. And where is it? She mentioned everything. This is the one that I posted on my page last night, and I circled the paragraph where it proved that the case is still open. That's another thing, Velda. Right here, what do you have to say about that? Because today when you were defending Ofelia, why didn't you defend her lie about her saying that the case is closed? Why are you not talking about that? Because that's more important. Who does it say more about? The person that you were trying to discredit? Or does it say more about you? The person that is trying to defend a human being like Ofelia Moreno and her sister who has been going around for years lying that my case is closed. How come you don't talk about that shit whenever you're defending Ofelia Moreno? You know why? Because it's a defensible. You cannot defend the fact that Ofelia Moreno has been going around for years like John Allen lying. And you know what you don't like? You don't like the fact that you don't like John Allen, but you want to be friends with Ofelia. And you don't like that when it comes to me, both motherfuckers fucked with my survival. Both motherfuckers, the one that you don't like and the one that you like. So guess what? It ain't my business that it bothers you. I feel that they are both equally involved. All right. Okay? So it's on my page, y'all. Basically, she just writes, you know, she gives stupid ass reasons for not being able to, you know, give me what I requested. Okay? But yeah, I requested it, but it says right there. Huh? How come you're not saying that? Why did you make a video trying to defend Ofelia Moreno and even mention John? I don't like John Allen, but still, I haven't seen a picture in front of him, but you didn't know about any of this. But of course, that's what happens when people that don't have anything to do with the situation talk shit. First of all, who is you? Who is you? Esto no te pertenece. No tienes nada que ver contigo. Who the fuck are you? Don't be, you know, do whatever you want. You know what? In fact, keep on going the way that you are. Because it proves what I'm up against. That shit. And it's not even that I'm up against it. Because that's easy to overcome. That ain't shit for me. It's just the fact that that kind of shit even tries. You know what I mean? But yeah. What's more important is not that you, a person that has nothing to do with this and has no right to a fucking picture of John Allen in front of my fucking house. And because you don't have a picture, Vanessa must be lying. Bitch, you spoke too soon because you didn't know about this shit, right? What's more important is the fact that you're not saying, why is my friend Ofelia Moreno that I'm trying to defend? She didn't have anything to do with anything, but you know, how come you're not defending the fact that she said that I was prostituting myself when I wasn't, that it was a drug deal gone wrong? John Allen has never stated how I look when I was getting beat up in a video. But you know who has? Yeah, that's right. Your fucking friend that you defend. How can you defend that? How are you going to defend that there's video out there with her slipping and saying, pues she was just there getting beat up like that with her head like this? How would she know what the fuck I looked like if she wasn't on that live stream? Which means she was involved. How are you going to defend that? Why aren't you talking about that? Do you want to talk about this? Habla de todo entonces. Que pertenece a Ofelia. And my survival of Ofelia. Alright? Just for the record, it's none of your fucking business how I fucking survive your friend. Alright? And just for the record again, 1,000,000 fucking Veldas are not going to stop me. Alright? Nothing. But I want to leave people with the question in their mind. Ask yourself, why would an Ofelia Moreno defender ask for some stupid shit that she doesn't have, you know, nothing, no right to at all, right? Who the fuck is that, right? But two, ask yourself, why would Ofelia Moreno defender, why would she not mention things that she can't defend? Like when her friend slipped. How the fuck did you see the video? Because the only video you saw could have been the live video. Because you didn't see the 2 videos that were recorded. Because in my opinion, you wanted those as souvenirs for the rest of your life, you sick fucko. And so you didn't get that. But you were able to see it. In my opinion, you knew how I was getting hit. Because you were on the live stream, in my opinion. So why are you not talking about that instead of trying to poke holes in the story of a victim? You couldn't even poke holes in my story. All I said was what I've always said. I got a phone call. I don't know why she was calling. When I got my phone fixed 2 days after I was beaten, I found out that she was trying to tell me that the likeness of John Allen was in front of my home, smiling with his fucking dentures as he watched the police there. What would be the motive? There's only one logical motive. The motive would be that he's trying to keep an eye on where the majority of law enforcement are while I'm being tortured, so that he can give a heads up to the people. They're leaving. They're going somewhere else. They might be going your way. All right. That's what I have to say. Okay? All right? If anybody wants to call me a pendeja, I don't care. You wouldn't be able to survive what I survived. And also, the opinions of people about me do not matter. I really don't care. I don't care. I have more important things to worry about. Okay? This video was me surviving Velda Garcia for I don't know how many times. I've survived her I don't know how many times. And she'll probably talk shit again about something else, and I probably won't care, or I probably might care. If it's misinformation about me, then I'll clear it up. Period. If it's something I don't care about, which usually it is, I really don't. Because why would I care about somebody that has such a short reach? What I do care about is when you put out misinformation. That's what I care about. All right? That's what I care about. All right? You know, stop trying to talk to me and trying to get on my good side. And why were you trying to, like, you were on my live feed last night. I saw you on there. I did not acknowledge you. And, you know, why are you there defending Ofelia Moreno when Ofelia Moreno did not give a fuck about you when she was trying to be when she was trying to be John Allen's fucking friend? She was ignoring you. Everybody saw that. She didn't want to talk to you either. And there you are. All right? My God. And there you are. Yeah, déjame. Velda, déjame. My survival is my survival. The fuck? For real. Y si te cala whenever I defend myself because you're there talking shit about me as a mom or whatever you've done in the past, whatever you're going to do new, whatever you concoct to be hateful, whatever you do to put misinformation, if you feel uncomfortable whenever I clarify all that and I push back against all that, whose fucking fault is that? This is a fucking survival page. I'm surviving. Until I get vindicated, I will be surviving. All right. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Is that all I have to say? Oh, I think there was one more thing. I thought that this was interesting. Texas. Oh my goodness. Why does my phone do that? Hold on. This has to do with the Hinojosa and the officers planting evidence in my car. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here you go. In Texas, if a district attorney fails to report officers who planted evidence and continues that prosecution from that case, it raises serious ethical and legal concerns. But here in Willoughby County, like, none of this shit matters. That's where I come from. This fucking Stepford fucking county and city. And to all the people that want to say Vanessa Tijerina is always saying this and that's my experience, bitches. That's my experience in this fucking town. I did not choose as a fucking autistic neurodivergent that is not stupid to live in this fucking town and have to survive everybody my whole entire life. I did not choose that. God put me here for a reason. All right? And I'm glad God put me here for a reason, because it made me strong as fuck. Anyways, in Texas, if a district attorney fails to report officers who planted evidence and continues prosecution, now remember, up until today, well, up until April when we were able to submit, finally, these officers planting evidence in my car. Anae Hinojosa knew about it for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Watch. In Texas, if a district attorney fails to report officers who planted evidence and continues the prosecution, it raises serious ethical and legal concerns. Legal obligations. This is the shit that she has a duty to do. And it's called that. Duty to disclose. Prosecutors have an ethical obligation to disclose any evidence that may exonerate a defendant, including misconduct by law enforcement. Does she do that? Absolutely fucking not. What a corrupt bitch of a fucking district attorney, right? The Brady rule. Under the Brady versus Maryland ruling, failure to disclose exculpatory evidence can lead to wrongful convictions, which is exactly what they wanted. That's what they wanted. They wanted to wrongfully convict me. Yeah. Yeah. But don't talk about Anae Hinojosa. I voted for her, right? She's my aunt. Blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm not supposed to survive her, right? Yeah, whatever. Failure to disclose exculpatory evidence can lead to wrongful convictions and may result in the dismissal of charges. Consequences. Right? Consequences. Remember, Annette, I still have not put together your grievance to State Bar. This will be in the grievance. I mean, obviously, you knew about this for 3 years and you continued the prosecution when your duty was to end it right then and there. And you didn't. You failed. Shame on you. I don't give a fuck who gets mad that I'm saying that about her. Consequences. Professional disciplinary actions. The district attorney could face disciplinary actions from the State Bar of Texas. Exactly. And that's what I'm hoping so. Civil liability. Here you go. Civil liability. Victims of wrongful prosecution may pursue civil lawsuits against the district attorney and the officers that were involved. I don't care if Vargas doesn't have no fucking property. I don't care if Ramirez doesn't have a fucking pot to fucking piss in. You have a lot of property yourself, don't you, Annette? Yeah, you do. Reporting mechanisms. Internal affairs. Ugh, I don't entrust anything that's internal affairs. Internal affairs is nothing but bad people fucking reviewing their own bad selves. Get out of here. Officers' misconduct should be reported to their department internal affairs. Yeah, right. What a joke. State agencies. Complaints can also be filed with the Texas Rangers. It's really hard for people in Willacy County to do that because for some reason there's a weird connection. And yeah, I did call the Texas Rangers and I did tell them about this. They did not help me. No, they didn't. They didn't help me. Or the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement. That's TCLO. Importance of accountability. Ensuring accountability in law enforcement and prosecution is crucial for maintaining public trust in the justice system. But Anae Hinojosa doesn't give a fuck about that because she knows good and well it's going to be really difficult for another district attorney to come and run against her. Which is one of the reasons that I will always believe. That's why you keep prosecuting me, right? You don't want me to go to law school, right? Because you know that I will come in here and take that job away from you like with a quickness. With a quickness. All the votes that you ever got for all the fucking years that got you in there will be nothing compared to all the people that will go out and register to vote and finally go out to vote that will absolutely supersede and outnumber any votes you ever received. Because I guarantee you that the majority of Willacy County would rather have Vanessa Tijerina as a district attorney than fucking corrupt ass Anae Hinojosa. Is that why you don't want me? Is that why you've been doing this to me? How sad. Let me ask one more question here. When an assistant, this is for all you little assistant direct, I know, and I thank God, except one of you was pretty bad. In all these 14 years, it's not your fault. A lot of you came to get a job there with Annette Hinojosa, and right away she's a bitch and she put you on my cases because she wanted you to be involved with the malicious prosecution. She wanted you. She didn't want to be the only one involved in maliciously and vindictively prosecuting me. She wanted to make sure there was a plethora of young lawyers barely starting out that she could involve in her bullshit, right? So let's see what happens in Texas when an assistant prosecutor fails to report, because you're a mandated reporter, like I am. You're a mandated reporter, and I know every single one of you. Now, one of you reported Annette Hinojosa in those 3 years that you knew what she was doing to me. Not one of you did. Not one of you did. And that's because some of you are good people, but you see, even good people fail the public like that. They didn't give a fuck what was happening to a human being. It was going to be too messy to report Annette Hinojosa. Why? You act like reporting Annette Hinojosa would be like reporting Luis Saenz. Annette Hinojosa is no Luis Saenz. Fuck no. Not at all. Annette Hinojosa will never be the fucking lawyer that Luis Saenz is. Hell no. No. She was just a warm body with a fucking law degree. That's the only reason. And she went up against Bernard Ammerman, and the reason that she got elected was because of me. People don't know that. Let me remind you of that. The reason that Annette Hinojosa is a district attorney is because I changed that fucking election. Because that motherfucker, Bernard Ammerman, I should stop calling you that. Because if you want to come and run against her, I want to show her a lesson. I want to show people what democracy looks like. I want to show, not only can I put you in that seat, once you show me that it was a mistake to put you in that seat, we can get you out. So Bernard, I'm being serious. I don't really like you, but I'm hoping that you learned your lesson, right? Do you want to come back and be the district attorney here in Willacy County? Because if you do, you can get it. You can get it. Even though you are on record saying that you you are not and you worked with fucking Carlos Masso. Please. Even though you are on record saying that you are not Walmart, you don't take complaints of political corruption, of police corruption, and you didn't want to do anything about Andrew Maldonado doing what he did to me, or any of the other officers doing what they did, or Mino, or anybody. And you had no problem with Mino being a municipal court judge and a police officer at the same time. That's where I come from, y'all. That's where I come from. I'm not kidding. All that shit happens in my community, right? Even though all that shit is out there, Bernard, I promise you, the negative campaign that I will launch against her, if you run, is nothing compared to the shit you did to me, is a drop in the bucket compared to the damage and the failures of her to follow her duties and the misconduct that she performed with me. You'll win that seat back. I promise you, you will. So, and that's my promise to you. I don't like you, but I believe at this point, you will do a better job than she does. And again, I want the voters of Willacy County to understand, you know how powerful you are? Let me show you how powerful you are. Just trust me with this one election. Let me show you how powerful you are. You are so powerful that you have the ability to get Annette Hinojosa out of that fucking seat and put Bernard Ammerman right back in. I just want the people in Willacy County to know that's the power they have if they actually register to go to vote, have a plan to go out and vote, and actually show up to vote. Yeah. Why isn't she afraid to? Because it's democracy. Because everything that I'm saying here is protected by the Constitution. Yeah, but she's already going after you. I know. Let her come after me again. It's more money she's gonna have to pay. At this point, I don't think the county's gonna have to pay for her mistakes. I think she's gotten so bad she's really gonna lose her immunity. So, I mean, don't be putting your property in somebody else's name either. You know that's illegal too. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Pay up, pay up. What happens in Texas when an assistant prosecutor... Let me start over. When an assistant prosecutor fails to report a district attorney who knew about officers planting evidence and continues prosecution. Let's see what it says. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can look up. You also know how I know that we'll win. Bernard, you will win. I'm not gonna say that I'm sorry for getting you out of that seat. I'm not, because what you did to me was wrong. But at this point, I know both devils. I know both devils, both you and her. I think she's out worse than you. It's better for Willacy County to have what is the least worst. If we can't have the best of the best, then at least we should be able to have what is the least of the worst. Right? Oh, so my point is, Bernard, and anybody who loves Bernard, because all of you that wanted Bernard and you loved him and everything, you know, you all were fucking mad at me and you hated me for getting him the fuck out of that seat. But now you have the opportunity to put him back. And you know what else, how else I know it's going to be easy? Because Annette, please, I mean, I don't know what she's thinking. I think she thinks that I would never help Bernard win that seat back. Absolutely, I would. After everything you've done, yes. Get the fuck out of there already. And good luck with whatever law practice you have, because I don't know who would want you to be representing them after what a shitty lawyer you proved you are. Right? So, the reason that I know is because Annette Hinojosa barely lost. I changed that election with my negative campaign. Had I not gotten involved when Annette Hinojosa first challenged Bernard Ammerman, and I stayed out of it, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to teach this guy a lesson for not helping me and my family and for allowing these police officers to do it, to ruin our lives, right? Had I not gotten involved, Annette would have lost. She barely won. So I hope her family and friends realize your friend, your family, your friend, Annette Hinojosa did not win by landslide. No, the fuck she didn't. She didn't. Why do you think Bernard Ammerman came back 4 years later to try to get his seat back? He knows that. He knows he barely lost. But at that time, I wasn't willing to help him get the seat back. Now I am. Now I am. So Bernard, if you want that seat, it's yours. Why is she so confident? Shut up, please, people. It's his. If he wants it, it's his. If I help him, it will be his. Like I said, I just want to get her out of there. People in Willacy County need to know the power of their vote, and people that will want to run for any kind of seat in Willacy County needs to know, if you fuck up with people and do corrupt ass shit, they're going to get you out of your elected seat. Don't think that you're protected, because you're not. When it comes to voting, that's when we have the power. You may have the power for the rest of the days in the year, but when it comes to voting time, you better not have damaged us in ways that were unethical and unlawful. And you better pray that you don't have a challenger. Okay? Let's get Annette Hinojosa out that seat, guys, please. If you love Bernard Ammerman, I mean, I don't care. I don't love him. But, you know, like I said, it's better the devil that we, that's not as bad. He's bad. She's worse. Okay? Plus, it'd be kind of fun to finally, you know, I'm not going to lie. I will have great joy. I will cry tears of joy that I was able to get her out of that fucking seat after everything she did to me and my family. So, in Texas, this is to all the little prosecutors that were involved in my case. In Texas, if an assistant prosecutor fails to report a district attorney who is aware of officers planting evidence, several legal and ethical implications arise. Prosecutors have a duty to disclose. I already explained that. The Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct require attorneys to report misconduct by other attorneys. You see? Not one of you, Carissa, you were the one that became aware 3 years ago for the very first time of the existence of that video showing the officers doing that. From that day, that very day, Annette was supposed to stop the prosecution. But no, because you all wanted the STARS thing to be a legitimate thing that was done to me and that I deserved it, right? Because I did something wrong. But you failed your duty. And you allowed her to fail her duty. Because all you all did, you didn't help anybody. You really didn't. Because none of you reported Annette to the bar. And you're lucky that I don't grieve against you all and do my own grievance against each one, because I know the name of each one that was on my case. Each one in the last 3 years knew that the officers planted evidence in my car, and each one of you failed to report Annette Hinojosa to the state bar. That's a grievance that they cannot deny, and you will be sanctioned for that. All of you. Since that day. You didn't care about me, did you? You weren't like, oh my God, I'm afraid for this citizen. Look at what this district attorney is doing to her. You didn't give a fuck about me. You did not care. You did not care to save me, even though you were in a position. You are mandated reporters, and you're mandated to do that because Texas legislators said these assistant prosecutors have to protect the people and the public against bad acting district attorneys. And all of you failed me. The Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct require attorneys to report misconduct by other attorneys. Not reporting could result in disciplinary action against the assistant prosecutor, you all. The impact on prosecution. Look right here. Continuing prosecution. She continued for 3 years. And all of y'all haters talk shit about me. Pendejos. Continuing prosecution under these circumstances may lead to wrongful convictions and could result in appeals and retrials if the misconduct is revealed. God, good. That's why I was like, please. No, we are not going to go to a trial because this is going to be found out right now. No. Potential for consequences. If the misconduct is proven, which it was, I don't care if Ramirez is a Border Patrol agent now. You're on camera, buddy. Planting evidence in somebody's car. I don't care if Vargas is affected. Because you two motherfuckers did not care about what you did with me and my daughters, did you? So why the fuck should I care about you? If the misconduct is proven, which they are red-handed, proven, the misconduct, it could lead to sanctions against the district attorney. You see? And that's what I'm hoping for. Including disbarment. Yes! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It's not just a sanction. It's not. What you did in failing to stop the prosecution, and you continued it for 3 fucking years, it's not a sanctionable offense. You're not going to get sanctioned. You're not going to get a little bit in trouble. No. It states disbarment, which means your license will be taken away from you. Now, all these years, whenever I told your little friends and family and everybody that didn't like me talking shit about you because they thought it was talking shit about you, not me surviving you, which it was. What the fuck are y'all gonna say? All of you that judged me, that are friends of Annette. Are you gonna help her pay her bills whenever she loses her law license? I mean, you know? Right? You're not going to say much right now, right? Because this is an actual thing that's actually going to happen. This isn't maybe it's going to happen. This isn't, I wonder if Vanessa is going to be able to prove they're on red-handed in a video. She knew about it for 3 years. Disbarment is imminent. It's gonna happen. Shit, hopefully I can sue you before you get disbarred and you can make some more money that I can get from you. My goodness, you made me pay so much money in legal fees. Yeah, hopefully you'll get disbarred after I get to sue you. Yeah, because you need to make me some money, girl. You do, because you made me lose a lot of money. Let me see here. I'm going to repeat that. Continuing prosecution under these circumstances may lead to, oh, I'm sorry, right here. Potential consequences. If the misconduct is proven, which it will be, which it is, it could lead to sanctions against the district attorney, including disbarment, and may also affect the integrity of the entire case. Oh, yeah. Bye. That's what I said the other day. What these officers did when they planted evidence in my car, that bullshit arrest that all of America, all of you fucking stupid people were there fucking judging me and this and that. And I was a person with autism that had already been arrested 7 times. And it was the first time that I knew that I was going to be arrested with my daughters because I knew these fucking cops were corrupt. Never did I think they were going to plant something in my car, though. All of you fucking judged me. And where are you with your fucking lives now? Did you get fit? Did you lose weight? Did you get a better job, a better house? Are you in a better position in your life since you were there with your fucking thumbs judging me? Telling me, look at her, she looks high. Look at her, why doesn't she open the doors? No, let's look at you now. Are you in a better position in your life than you were the day you were judging me when that was happening to me? Right? If you aren't, I want you to think of the possibility that the universe fucking saw what you fucking did and gave you the future that you deserved because of what you did to me. In summary, both the assistant prosecutor and the district attorney could face serious repercussions for failing to act on knowledge of evidence tampering. All right. I'm just curious. What are the consequences for the prosecutorial misconduct in Texas? Let's look at that. Shall we? All right. This is what I want. The first one, I really don't want that. I will be really disappointed if that happens. The last one I avoided. Goodness, I'm so glad that I avoided. And honestly, we should have never even had a first fucking trial. We should have never had that first trial. Ever. Ever. You know why we had that first trial in that? Because I was nice to those 2 fucking officers. And I said, no, don't introduce that yet. Because I felt bad for their fucking selves and their families. And that Ramirez had kids. Little did I know who the fuck Vargas was fucking related to, you stupid bitch. Fucking dare you. Consequences for prosecutorial misconduct in Texas can vary significantly based on the severity and nature of the misconduct. The severity, this wasn't a little thing that you did to me and you and the officers did. This is serious. You know why? Because while everybody was laughing at me whenever Tanya was my lawyer, everybody was, yeah, she's getting a protective order on her. Tanya tried to impeach Officer Ramirez's testimony by entering the evidence. And crooked ass, corrupt Cordova did not allow it. Thank God, because that's also going to go towards what's going to happen to you is going to happen to him, girl. He thinks, watch, y'all are not going to be this bad with me. Take my girls away like that. Not a fucking school picture, nothing. People don't know. Not a phone call, nothing. Yeah. And you thought that you weren't gonna fucking pay and he wasn't gonna fucking pay? It led to that. It led to these people talking shit about me. It led to Ofelia fucking Moreno running her motherfucking mouth. It led to her thinking she could go to my fucking window. It led to people thinking that they could fucking beat my face off my fucking face. It led to your fucking officers before they started doing the right thing and leaving me the fuck alone. When officers in a city see a district attorney misbehaving themselves, misconducting themselves, and a district court judge going along with it, guess what the fuck they're gonna do? You think they're gonna be ethical? Absolutely not. These are the types of consequences depending on the severity. And my case was severe because he did not allow us. Had we been allowed to impeach Officer Ramirez, there would not have been a fucking protective order. And my daughters would be right here with me in my motherfucking car, no matter how much you fucking haters did not like that they were in the car with me. They were with their mom, you bitches. My daughters were always with me. What business was it of yours? She has her daughters in the car. I didn't have them with strangers. It was their mother they were with. You fucking nosy ass fucking haters. How come she never got off social media? Because my daughters are going to grow up and they're going to see all of this. Everything. Everything. They're going to see Manny talking shit about their mom. They're going to see John Allen talking shit about their mom. They're going to see Velda Garcia talking shit about their mom. They're going to see Ofelia Moreno talking shit about their mom. On top of that, they're going to know that their mom believed them. When they grow up, they're going to know who the fuck I am so sorry, baby. Who Officer Vargas was fucking related to, you stupid little bitch. The types of consequences. Disciplinary actions. Prosecutors may face disciplinary actions from the State Bar of Texas, which can include suspension or disbarment. This one right here, number 2, this is what I'm hoping for. God, I want to fucking see you, Annette, get fucking arrested for what you did to me. You need to fucking be in handcuffs for this shit. This was wrong. Criminal charges in severe cases. And my case was fucking severe because I haven't seen my daughters in 5 years, you fucking bitch. And you didn't do it because I did anything wrong. Cordova fucking signed it with a fucking summary judgment because his ego was bruised, because I had to protect myself against him. Get the fuck off my cases. You didn't like it? Let me take your daughters away. But you did it for a different reason. You did it to protect evil shit. And if any other little lives were affected after that fucking day, all of that is on you. All of that is on you. If there was any other victims of any other kind that you know that I'm talking about, all of that is on fucking you. And I want to see the public that's going to fucking try to discredit the voices of those people. Trying to stick up for the officers. When Vanessa fucking Tijerina documented the whole thing. At least they know I tried. Criminal charges. In severe cases, prosecutors may face criminal charges, especially if their actions involved fraud or corruption. Civil liability. Victims of prosecutorial misconduct may file civil lawsuits against the prosecutor and or the state for damages. Case reversal. I avoided this. Thank God. Misconduct can lead to the reversal of convictions, resulting in retrials and dismissal of charges. And here's examples of misconduct. This case, with the evidence, Annette, was not the only time you misconducted yourself with me. Here's examples of misconduct. Withholding exculpatory evidence, obviously. Misleading the court or the jury. Do you know how many times I have you in different cases? In different cases. In open court, on transcript, with your words. Misleading the court or the jury. 3, engaging in discriminatory practices. If you think that the lawyer that I get to help me with that other shit, not defending myself, but with this, if you think that that lawyer is not going to be able to at least really try really hard, and I'm hoping they're going to succeed. If there weren't certain victims of certain circumstances, you fucking asshole, you wouldn't have tried protecting your officers from such serious consequences. If I did not have autism, you wouldn't have done this shit to me. Bitch, you knew that I was fucking reactive, you fucking asshole. Man, if I ever see you wearing a fucking autism shirt, I will just throw the fuck up. Because how can you? How can you and your fucking office and everybody that was involved in doing this shit to my life say anything about autism? Because it's like I've always said, people care so much about people with autism until they become adults. Once they become adults, no one gives a fuck about them. They're on their fucking own. To be judged by the rest of fucking society. Because why doesn't she open the door? To get shot by a fucking officer? Because they're not going to fucking put their hands where you want them to. They're fucking freaking out. People with autism have a strong sense of justice. I mean, incredibly strong. That's why a lot of times we become activists. Damn right I was going to fucking stand up to all of you. All of you. That was my autism, and I'm proud of it. But because of where I fucking live, and because of dirty fucking people in school districts, this shit happened in my family. So yeah, I hope that my lawyer is able to make the case for discriminatory practices. That's why I fucking put in my request, and every chance I ever get in every court, you know it too, and you don't like it either. I want to let the court know that I have autism. Because I never want you to be able to say, and your defense attorney to be able to say, my client, Anet Hinojosa, never knew, you fucking knew the whole fucking time that you were doing this to a person with a disability, you stupid bitch. And when the charges rise higher because you did it to a person with a disability, it doesn't matter if I'm not in a wheelchair, I'm not blind, I'm not deaf, you don't do that to somebody with autism. It's hard for us to manage those processes. Thank God I'm high functioning. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably be in jail right now because of you. All right, that's it. I love y'all so much. All right, that's it. This video was about surviving Velda Garcia and Ofelia Moreno. I mean, because you were, you know, doing it for her, right? And that's it. That's all. God, can I finally go on my fucking 4-week hiatus? Please? Can I? Or are you going to still be talking shit, Velda? Are you? My goodness. Who else is going to fucking... do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But the minute that there is any fucking misinformation that I can clarify like this, I will. Just like I did right now. Don't be fucking talking shit about my fucking survival. Because, first of all, who the fuck are you? Que yo no ha mirado ningún papel, ningún retrato de fucking John Allen in front of her fucking house. Who the fuck are you? Who's you? Who is you? Alright? But 2, it's my fucking survival. Nobody, I wasn't involved in the way that you were fucking surviving Jaime. I wasn't involved in the way that you fucking survived John Allen. I wasn't involved in the way you were fucking surviving Ofelia Moreno when she didn't like your fucking ass. I wasn't involved in your survival of any fucking thing, lady. All right? So talk all the shit you want. In fact, Manny, talk all the shit you want. All y'all talk all the shit you want, because it doesn't matter to me until I hear of something where not only am I going to make you look so fucking stupid and not that smart, which you already kind of do. I mean, you already do a good job of doing that on your own, but still. If I have the ability to be like, God bless, okay, let me let the world know, because you are not going to taint my fucking jury pool. Hell no. You're not going to taint my jury pool. Fuck no. If I can prove that you're putting misinformation out there, yeah. And if it rises to the level of fucking harassment, if what you're saying, right, amounts to you just torturing me, tormenting me, embarrassing me, humiliating me, everything that's under the guidelines and meets the elements of harassment, of course, Velda, I'm gonna fucking file charges against you. Shit. Now, one thing that I did in this video was fucking harassment. Now, one fucking thing. That's the difference between me and my fucking haters. I don't fucking violate community guidelines. Alright? Not even when I'm fucking fiercely defending myself. Okay? I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully I can finally get off of this shit for fucking 4 weeks, please. That's it. I love y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, Talk all the shit you want. If it's something that's going to taint my jury pool and misinformation lies about me that I can prove wrong, I will react to it. All right? Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank you. All right? Bye.